Hello and welcome to our review of Jan Zeleny's Mashinky. As the name says, it's developed and published by Jan Zelený. And Mashinky is a kind of love letter and very heavily inspired by old transport tycoon, railway tycoon and such games. In this game, as in those, you build railways and you transport people, goods and stuff like that. And it's currently in early access. It came into early access on 6th of October, so fairly recently from making this video. So as it says here, welcome to Mashinky, early alpha builder. So keep in mind that this is an alpha builder and it's still heavily in development. And Jan has been working on the game for a while and has some help now. And he's aiming to make the best tycoon game ever. And it actually is pretty neat. And I'll show you a bit of the game. So it's not finished yet, as it's an early access game. So there's going to be a multiplayer. You can drive trains apparently as well, and there's a lot of stuff here and there that needs to be fixed. And at the final game, you have 7 eras from Steam Age to Future, 16 different cargo types, 21 industries. I actually hope this will be even expanded later on, even more. Same with the railway engines and different wagons. I would like to see a bit more and a bit slower progress through the eras. If the current progression of the eras is any indication how quickly it will work in the final game as well. More stories, quests, and challenges. So you get like these quests. City A wants you to transport stuff into City B. Or industry A to B and stuff like that, and this is actually quite fun addition to the game. I like it, and I hope there's going to be a lot of those. Player control trains, so the driving mode, and the multiplayer again for 8 players, and mod support in the Steam Workshop, and much more, including plans for other transport types, which I like. I like these games when they focus on railway transport, for example, which I always did in Transport Tycoon Deluxe, which is very much inspiration for this game. But you have like your main train line, that's your main transportation system, but then you have like buses and boats and planes kind of supplement from sides and these small areas where it's not very profitable or worth doing like a full train line. So totally thumbs up for other transport types. Buses and trucks, please. Well, let's jump into the game. I'll show you the game a bit. So, multiplayer not in. There's a world editor, so you can go in here and edit the world. It's a blank canvas, but we won't do that at the moment. Then you have new game options, so you can customize how you want to play the game. So different map sizes. Currently limited in this, but Jan was saying he is trying to figure out ways to make bigger maps. It's a bit of a performance issue apparently at the moment. Then you're gonna affect the density of hills on the map, forests, high industries and everything. And you can go also into advanced to do some settings here, like starting monies and everything, fuel costs, upkeep, and how much it costs to build and everything. Also these like reverse on stations and all these reversing options, so you can make the trains not magically flip on a station in this game, if you wish to so. But if you want to them to flip magically in a station, you can do that also. A lot of people have been wanting like a train management game where you actually have to build the proper turning points and everything for the trains, and not just magically whoop, and train goes back where it came from. But we'll just start a new game here, and we'll see how it works. And also it actually generates the map for us. And I've been playing this game for a while now myself, and it is a quite well executed train game, but it is a bit currently, at least for me, it's a bit light on content. I go through these games fairly quickly and through their content, so there wasn't that much for me to play. But I'm very much waiting for the new eras to come and further that play experience a lot more. There's only a couple of first eras currently in the game, so you're limited on what you can do. But anyways, here we are in the actual game. let's put this on the side for here for a moment, and we'll just take a look at the map here. So in Mashinky you have two different views. You have this view where everything looks kind of nice. You see there are cities here and industries, moving things. You can zoom in all the way in here, see some nice houses and everything. Kind of oldish, but as time progresses, they will evolve as well. And sorry. Also, the cities eventually, as time progresses, they actually do grow, which is really nice. And that's a church and everything. Let's see what else we have here. We have quite a lot of stuff on the map here. And the other thing about this game is that you can press spacebar. So this is the fancy mode where you can just watch trains go by and look, see how they look nice. You can do this as well, which changes you into the build mode. And suddenly we are in a Transport Tycoon Deluxe, or railway tycoon game, and you can see this tile mechanic underneath this thing, and you can flip this on the fly whenever you feel like. Just pressing spacebar, it switches you between the modes, and it makes building in this mode a lot easier, because you see where you're gonna tile your buildings and everything, and then you're gonna all this extra detail goes away, so you can just plan better. It's a really neat feature, and I really like that it was added to the game. Let's make just a train line. So down here you have your train lines. Actually, what was the quest we did? 50% to any city. Yeah, that's fine. So these are the quests that they included into the game, or Jan included in the game. So early Steam Age is your main quest line here to get early Steam Age, as it says early. So you can progress to eras early, but if you don't by 30s, it will automatically happen. So adapting it early means you get access to the trains and all the mechanics and everything earlier than you would normally, but you have to pay a cost for it. You need to invest these. These are called tokens in this game. So you have bottom here, you have green, which is the money token, but then this game does not use just money, like in other builder games. You usually just have just money, you buy things, you build buildings, and it just costs money. In this you actually need to produce goods that give you tokens. So if this is the lumber token, this is the coal token, there's steel tokens, and etc. etc. There's more tokens coming as eras progress, and you need to use these to build certain things, upgrade versions, and higher, basically better technology needs coal and etc. The early trains just run on money. I guess you just shovel cash into the into the oven of the train, or whatever it's called, and then later on you can do trains with coal and so on. So these are pretty cool. And then we have a passenger that gives me 100 money as a reward. So we'll try to do that first. So we'll just go here in the build mode. You can see that the menu actually changed down here. So this is goes to build mode. You have a game speed. You have quests down here. You have your company info in the fancy mode, and then in the build mode you have the speed, same company info, but then you have all these building mechanics as well. So we'll just grab a station there, and we'll do a station here. The blue area around the station here is called a catchment area, and you can see it costs a bit of money to do. So the blue area, being the catchment area, is where my station will actually pick up passengers. And it's kind of important to cover as much of the city as possible with that. I'm not sure, do I want to actually do it here? I might actually just ignore it and go there. No. Let's see. Yeah, let's... do I want to actually put it this way? No, actually, let's do it this way. Put the station there, and we're gonna do something that extends our range eventually. Same here. We'll put the station... Let's see. Station here. Like that. I'm planning for this cliff here. It's kinda in the way. And then we're gonna add a station here. There. It's gonna be our 3-station line. And then we just take some train tracks, connect there, and I guess we could do a bridge there. Can we? Oh, I need to actually. It needs a bit of leveling and everything. Well, which is that? Let's get some terraforming tools, I guess. If I can remember where those were. Plant vegetation, build roads, modify terrain. There we go. Flatten. There we go. Just flatten that a bit, and then we go here, and we go this way. And let's see how do we connect to that. But it might be not bad to flatten this even more to allow these to become better. And we'll connect there. So now we have a train line. This one just reverses magically on this. Otherwise, you would have to build like a turning point here, like something like this, so the train can drive directly and then do the loop and go back. You also see the map is turning white here, so there is actually a season, so it's actually snowing here. It's actually snowing outside here, in real life as well. First snow of this year, so it's kind of appropriate. But anyways, there we go. Our small, crappy train line, and we need a depot. And depots in this games are pretty cool because they automatically make you the connection, so you can just kind of fiddle where you want to make it. Like, let's put it here, so it's both ways connection. You can also do them, of course, manually. You can also do tunnels and bridges. Here, we could have actually done a bridge. Maybe a bridge would have been cool there. But anyways, that's our depot there done. So next we go into the depot, and we buy an engine here. So as you can see, here is an engine that costs money, and this is an engine that costs lumber to build. So I can't even just buy this Baldwin at the moment, and it costs operate money on these, but it can be coal, for example, as well. So we'll start with the porter. We have one porter there, our first choo-choo, and then some wagons. This is gonna be just passengers. There's a couple of people waiting already in there, so we'll take let's do a double coach car. That sounds like a great small local train. 36 people fit in there. And one cool thing about this game is that you don't need to do orders for the trains. If you have a simple train line, this one actually might not be simple enough, but if you have like basically, if this was not here and you just had a point-to-point train line, you don't need to give them any order. Just press the start button and the train will automatically understand to go from this to this and between them. But since we do have multiple stations, I'm gonna add this, and this, and then we go back this one, and then it resets back to the original starting station of this Liverpool here, and then just press the start, and our train is on its way. And there it comes. And you can click on the trains, and there is this circle button here. You can see the speed, power, and everything. But in the circle button here, you can click on this, and you can actually ride the train. So currently there is no train driving, but you can actually at least hop onto the train and just watch the nice scenery as your train goes by and hear some choo-choos. You can also just do this. So, this is a nice addition. I like in the train building games, like management games like this, and city building games, City Skylines, and a bunch of those. I just like when I do this, like a nice complex empire of trains and other transportation, or I build a nice city, and I just love watching my cars and things just go around, just doing their life in there. It's kind of relaxing and just to watch things unfold. So here we are in the station. Let's actually close that. And that's basically how you just make a basic train line. Then you have this is a passenger train, of course, because it goes between cities. Eventually, you can also do mail that opens later in later eras. So it's not open yet. It's one of the industries, I guess, that opens as the eras progress. But you can also do cargo for these industries. For example, this forest here produces one wood, which is taken in the sawmill. You can see it produces these. So 3 lumber becomes into 2 planks, and then planks needs to be taken into a tool workshop like here. So 3 planks becomes 1 token. So this is how you make tokens, and 4 coal becomes a token. It takes a moment to start understanding these here. It's not that difficult, but for example, when I was looking at this, like, you need 3 of these and 4 of those, and you get these. No, you can do either one. Actually, if you click on these and you can see these info here, you can understand it much better. So 3 of these goes into that, 4 of that goes into that. And let me show what is one of the best things about this game. So this just blew my mind when I saw this and how much potential this feature has for this game. So this game has a thing called extensions, and pretty much anything can have an extension currently. And also there's been more extensions added into the game later. I'm kind of hoping these will get extensions as well, so city extensions. But you can also already see that cities, people makes money, and it makes people out of nothing. And also you can see that transfer people becomes into housing. So as you move people in there, the cities grow. But let's go here, where we actually have extensions, so station extensions. And you come here and you have a bunch of new buildings you can build. So waiting room, for example, is the basic extension, costs 100 money, gives you loading speed of 100% and capacity of passengers plus 500. And it increases your catchment area. So I said that catchment area is the blue thing around here. And as you can see, it barely crosses the road. It doesn't cross the road, so I'm only hitting these 2 houses, which is why I left this space in here so that I can build the waiting room. So waiting room is actually a separate building totally, which you add. So extensions are actually buildings that you just clip on into your existing building here. And then as you can see, it has a catchment area plus 2, and when I do this, I cover the whole city now. So we'll just put that there, and we have a fully covered city now. So this is what we should do in all of these cities that we started with, to cover the whole city. And as you cover the whole city area, it also of course means that you get a lot more passengers, which means more money, of course. So now we are covering all of these, and there is a bunch of these extensions. Not all of them are suitable for like specifically for passenger transport. Like freight station doesn't really help at all, because we're not really moving cargo unless you are moving mail. Then it becomes a thing. You can also add signal boxes for even more smack size. That's the building area where you can build stations. So for example, here I made this 7 long, which is the basic length for a station. So I can't actually I can't extend this because it says station too large. But if you do the signal box, it gives you plus 2 tiles this size, so you can make bigger platforms, you can add more buildings, and you can do other things. Also, if you want like a multi-platform station in this game, you just do a second platform there, and done. You have a multi-platform station, and you can just keep adding these. You can even go the wrong direction if you want to, and you can combine these any way you want. And you can also separately just bulldoze them as well, then, if you feel like I don't need this big there. So there is a lot of customization in the game that you can do with this station system and with the extensions, and it's really awesome. And you can also use these platforms to just kind of extend it if you want to. These platforms do extend the catchment range as well, because it counts from the station, so you can catch some areas that might be a bit off to the side. I feel they can be a bit actually almost cheaty, and because they're very cheap for the catchment thing. And then you have some stuff like restaurants, which adds capacity and income. There's also specific wagons for the trains, for example. The restaurant wagon, which I was really happy to see added to the game, because usually there is not that kind of stuff in transportation games. You just have the train, and then you have passenger wagons, and that's it. But in this one, you can also do like the restaurant wagon, which increases the income of that train. So not only the stations have these extensions, but also you can do it on your depots, and better yet, you can do it on industries. So this currently produces 1 log at a time, but you can add a 3 nursery, for example. Can I put it there? Yeah, for example there. And now it produces 2 logs each time. It actually is moving them there. It's close enough now to my station there, so that I get those over there. So now we're getting logs for nothing. But we need to deliver logs somewhere. It's actually really fun to see when these move the goods into the stations, and your train moves them to the station, and then station moves them into an industry. So this is a producer, so you can add more production from this, and you can even give them a charcoal kiln to make some charcoal from the forest. But you can also do in these toolmakers, if you can find one there. That's toolmaker. So in toolmaker you can actually add so it currently makes 3 lumber or planks into lumber token and 4 coal into a coal token. But you can make it better, like 6 coal tokens into 5 tokens is much better. And then the same for these, and then you can add this further on extensions. And as eras progress and everything, you get more and more options for all of these. And it's really cool addition to the game. So not only you have just like in all other transport games, you have just here's a farm, here's a lumber mill, here's a forest, and you just get the X amount that's kind of set on that. They might vary as they grow a bit or anything, but in this one you can actually build those extensions yourself and affect the rate you're producing yourself. So it's really awesome feature that way. Let me load up one of my previous saves here. Let's see if this one so we can show you a bit later game. This might well, hopefully, let's hope it loads. There we go, there it loads. It's made on the previous version of the game, so I was wondering if it will work or not. So this is one of the maps I was playing when testing this game, and it's in the later eras here, so end of early access version, so we're in the Steam age, and it ends here. But I want to show you this because I'm now producing the money tokens, the lumber tokens, the coal tokens, and the steel tokens, so you can actually see those extensions in work. So for example here, let's just make a depot somewhere. So here's our depot. So you can look at the depot here, and it does have a bunch of engines now available. This one is made with lumber, this one is also made with lumber, and you have a coal option here for operating cost. And then you have a bunch of wagons now open, mail, and all this iron, coal, steel ones. But with the extension, the locomotive works that you can add to the side here. You get access to a bunch more new ones, like the dining car here. And then it also gives you access to additional trains, like this GS2 is now available because I built that, and it costs money and coal to make and operate. So that is a very neat feature of this game, and I have like this centralized workshop here, or tool shop, and I've added a lot of extensions to it. I even have one more I could do, and it has a lot of options now that you can produce. And I have a station here where things are being brought, and then I have a station here where things are being brought, and they're both feeding this station and generating these tokens for me. And it's such a good system for the game. I really love it, and I look forward into the next eras when more and more tokens become available, and more of this complexity unfolds by adding more and more extensions, more and more train types, more and more cargo types, more and more wagons, and everything. It's just a very good basis for an amazing train management game, especially when the 7 eras that are going to be the full game, all the other transportation methods and everything gets thrown in there. I think it's going to be an amazing game. It already is pretty damn good, but as it is in early access, it's still lacking some content and balance and some of that stuff. But there is definitely already quite a lot to play in there. As you can see, I've made a mess of an empire of orange train things everywhere. But yeah, I can highly recommend this already in the preview. on the early access stage, and definitely keep an eye out open for the future updates for the game as well, and when it reaches the final stage at some point in the future. And I want to see how this handles in the multiplayer, because that's gonna be really fun. I hope there's gonna be both co-op multiplayer, so you can play same company and build together, and I hope there's also gonna be separate companies that you can play as. But that remains to be seen how that is going to be made. But anyways, that's my preview of Mashinky. Check it out, definitely. And if you like this preview, check out the other previews, reviews, let's plays and everything on the YouTube channel, and check out the live stream on twitch.tv/Belanar, where I live stream every day. Mostly building management strategy games and some others every now and then as well. So anyways, thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you next time. So bye bye.